What Mariah song do you want to play at your wedding? Because this would be perfect for a wedding, I feel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats.
Whatever, you're gonna play Mariah at your wedding.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
It's Matt Palmer.
And so today we were discussing recently our childhood crushes. And so while we were discussing with each other, we figured we should discuss it with you.
Exactly, let you into our conversation.
Exactly. Because you know, we were little gay boys growing up.
Right.
We weren't out. When did you come out? You were like
I came out when I was 15.
Oh, I didn't know it was that early.
Yeah, I'm
I totally
young
thought you were like a 17-er.
No, I mean, I told my mom at 15, but then I told her I wasn't.
Well, I was not out in high school. I came out in college. While we were like young and in school, we had like our little crushes that we couldn't tell anybody.
I know.
So let's talk about celebrity crushes.
Okay, the first one, again, celebrity is strong. But he was my first crush that I remember that was like on television. And I was a big Real World fan as a child. So there was this boy on Real World Hawaii. His name is Colin. And he was like kind of the heartthrob, and he like supposedly like at the beginning of the casting process they said, oh, you didn't get cast, but you're gonna go and like interview everyone who did get cast. And he was like, okay, I guess this is a fine backup. And then at the end of the special they're like, actually, you're also in.
Oh, that's fun.
I know, it was really fun. It was back when Real World was like a really big deal. And there was this girl, Amaya, who like everyone didn't like. She was kind of like really obsessed with Colin, and everyone was like, oh, get over Colin. They like dated at the very beginning of the season, and then they broke up, and she was like pining after him the whole time. And everyone was so mean to her and was like, she needs to get over it, and like what a loser. And I was like, I get what she's doing. Like, I'm also pining over Colin.
Wow, you were team psycho.
I was
obsessed stalker.
Not obsessed stalker. You can't stalk someone who's living with you. I'm not stalking you. You just live here.
But you are obsessed with me.
I'm also not obsessed with you.
Did he have like the 90s like parts?
No, he had just moved on to like the spike up.
Oh, that's moving on early.
I know. It was, I think, because there was definitely a middle part in there. That guy who was obsessed with Ruthie and then dated her twin. Oh, it's a great season. No.
I don't know if I'm weird for this, but like I really didn't like growing up. I didn't really have celebrity crushes.
That's not weird.
Like, my very first like active celebrity crush that I would like go out of my way to like look him up online and like see what he was doing and like look at new pictures. Wasn't until high school.
Okay.
And it was Sean Astin.
I feel like you've mentioned that and I never remember who he is.
He's the guy. He was Mikey in the Goonies, but when he was like older, he was in Lord of the Rings, and I didn't give a shit about Lord of the Rings. I just saw the movies just because he was so adorable in them, and he was like the chubby friend in it.
You love a chubby friend.
I love a chubby friend.
Is he dressed up like as a hobbit or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The curly hobbit hair and like the hobbit feet, and he was real little.
Ooh, I couldn't get after, like once the dress up happens, I'm like, oh, I'm out.
Oh, and there's this movie 50 First Dates, and he was like this like brother who was like supposed to be on steroids. He was like shirtless for a lot of it, and like his body wasn't like amazing, but I was still just like, ooh, his shirt's off.
I love that both of us as children were just like, oh my god, his shirt's
off.
Like that's the most exciting that we can get. Which is kind of, hasn't changed for me. My next like big celebrity crush was also in high school. And I, again, in NSYNC was always a Lance person.
That's so weird.
Which Matt still judges me for. He thinks I'm like the sad girl. Because I like Lance.
Because Lance is always like the one like awkwardly to the side, like.
But by the end of NSYNC, Justin Timberlake started putting on a little muscle and like shaved his head. And I was like, when his first album came out and the Like I Love You video, it's like half it's like a very close up on his face. And he, at that age, was just stunning. My big moment with him and with my coming outness was he posed for Herb Ritts, who's one of my favorite photographers, rest in peace. He directed the My All video for Mariah. But he shot Justin for Rolling Stone, and he was, again, just wearing a puka shell necklace. And like these white pants and shirt off. And I remember talking to my friend on Instant Messenger, and I was like, these are really great. And he's like, are you sure you're not gay? I was like, no, I'm not gay, I just like men's chests. Which was very different.
You weren't lusting after the chest, you were just admiring.
Look at that.
Look at that chest.
You know, it's like art. You go see art. It's like Michelangelo. You're like, oh, I'm not gay. I just think he's got a good chest.
I think that's a good chest.
It's interesting with him because I was a big fan, loved his music up until Future Sex Love Sounds, and ever since, like, I feel like musically and visually, he's not held up for me, which is sad. Me and Matt Steele are in a fight with Justin Timberlake because we find his new song abhorrent. So we need to figure out what another song of the summer is because we can't deal with it. And we're going for either Adele's In My Love, which the new video came out, or Ariana Grande Into You, which Matt Steele's less on board with.
I mean, I think it'll be like successful, but it's not gonna like beat Justin Timberlake.
It could do it.
Well,
we have to band together.
Let's talk about the top.
All right, sorry.
Well, I don't have any more celebrity crushes.
Oh.
I find people more attractive the more I get to know them. So, you know.
I am as well. I'm not like superficial. Everyone has to have crushes.
I think we should all vote to see who's more.
No voting.
So now we're gonna go to like our like real people crushes as children, which were a lot more sad. I remember my first like active crush was this boy on my soccer team. Yes, I played soccer.
Oh my!
Yeah,
That was definitely the first sport I quit. There was far too much running.
I was a very good goalie.
Hidden talents, Matt Steele, goalie of the year.
Goalie of the year, Matt Steele. There was a boy on my team named Jacob, and Jacob was so like cute. And like we never talked. Obviously, I didn't talk to anyone on that team. It was like one of our like last games, and I was like, I have a plan. I'm gonna sit next to Jacob. I'm gonna get him to like think I'm cool. So the way to get him to think that I'm cool is to tell him every knock-knock joke that I know.
Oh no,
So I
man!
sat next to this poor boy and proceeded to tell him every knock-knock joke that I know.
Oh.
And some of them were pretty funny, and he did not laugh at a single goddamn one.
Wow!
I know, I was such a charming little 8-year-old, and he couldn't even give me the time of day.
Are you guys Facebook friends?
No.
Oh. I had a high school crush. I have no fun to talk about it.
Talk about it. This is like an open forum. We don't judge here.
We both sang, and so we did a lot of things together throughout high school. He was like kind of a douche.
Oh,
Let's call
you
him.
would've felt for a douche.
Yeah, I know it's really a problem. I love a douche. I need to get out of that. I dated this girl who was very pretty. Her name is Sterling, and she dated him, and then also dated another guy that I was like, Sterling, you better work. Like every guy she dated, I was like, A+, Sterling. She was very into, what should we call him? What's the boy name?
Rick.
Rick. She was very into Rick, and so even after Rick broke up with her, no girls would ever date him because it's like, oh no, he's Sterling. We did a lot of singing stuff together. Like I was in the men's a cappella group. I was the leader of it my senior year, and I think he might have been a co-leader, but no one else did anything but me. So really, what does it matter? And we both were in Les Mis. I remember him sitting next to me and this girl Emily who played Eponine, and he like sat next to both of us and like put his arms around both of us. And she's like, oh, Rick, are you flirting with me? Like, whatever, don't do that. And he was like, no, I'm flirting with Matt. And like put his arm around me, like more so. And I got up and was like, you know, I think I'm enjoying this too much. You
said that out loud?
I did, I said that out loud. I couldn't even let
I'm enjoying this so much.
I think I played it off as a joke, but it most certainly was not. And I remember at some point we were talking during Les Mis and he was complaining about how like no girls will date him because like Sterling, like whatever. I was like, well, at least everyone doesn't think you're gay. So again, I was really chill and cool about my gayness. No one had any idea. Besides the fact that I kept bringing it up.
That's really all I have. Because my crushes in high school, like, I just didn't talk to them. Now I just talk to everybody.
I know, I mean, Matt Steele has gone wild with his crushes these days. He had a crush on a boy that he's like 99% sure is straight. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna friend them on Facebook and send them my number.
I did.
I was like, Matt, what are you doing?
It wasn't positive. It wasn't set in stone whether he was straight. I met him once and I was just like,
you're like pretty sure he's straight.
whatever.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
Tell us so much about your celebrity and non-celebrity crushes below, because now we have to know. You've heard all of our gory details and now we need yours.
I know.
Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends. Follow us at facebook.com/2gaymats. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/2gaymats. Or follow me at Matt Palmer Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
And we'll see you soon with a brand new 2Gay Mats.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Love ya.